and I, and I can, and I can, I can take care of my family that way, then there must be a reason, and I have to be patient. I want to get to that point,
Okay.
and honestly, I think I will. I really do. I think I will. It's just, it's just right now the present. It's just, right now it's tough.
So if you could, if the if these techniques work,
Mm-hmm.
you could actually have a longer life of living out that 10.
Mm-hmm.
If you try these techniques, because it sounds like you try things, but they're not effective if we're talking today that your baseline is a 3. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So would you agree?
Yes.
So, so you talked about what outcome you expected. You'd like to see that at the end of your life be a 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's, you talk about outside forces, whether it's realistic, and you seem pretty confident in your achieving that goal by the time that you're on your deathbed.
Way before then. Way before then, but if we are talking, yes,
if you're talking
about that,
time,
and if we are talking about the national average of dying for men, also,
right?
Then yes, definitely by then. But I'm hoping a heck of a lot earlier.
Right. So I think that's where, I would hope. I think that based on history, you are making those goals pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. Mm-hmm. But maybe if we can use some of these techniques and they work faster, that's even better, because there's plenty of them out there that if one doesn't work, you can tweak it and use something else that maybe does work. That all of a sudden it changes everything, and that habit just starts to sink in, and then all of a sudden that becomes the way that you deal with your impatience. Then all of a sudden it's no longer that struggle anymore, because you poke so many holes in the dam that it wakes up and it just flows through you, and you don't have to work at it so hard. And then you're focused on the things that he really wants you to focus on, which is him. Absolutely. So so one of the techniques that I've read about that has a lot of merit, I think, is called self-management program. And so I'm just going to describe to you a little bit. I think that it's very simple, but it's something to make you cognitively aware of the things that I think that you're cognitively aware of what happens to you. But when you actually see it for yourself and start analyzing it, and then you are able to role play doing something, let's come up with something different to use instead of one of the ways that you've been using that aren't working, because obviously those things aren't working.
Right.
So one of the things that they recommend that you do is you use your phone. You can use the voice. This is my personal. They do say that you can use anything you want. You can journal it. Okay. If you like writing, it just depends. But you can use your phone. I think that that's the easiest thing to do, because time is of the essence today. Just grab your phone and be able to record on it. So when you wake up in the morning, and you're going to do that, you're going to set a reminder on your phone, on your calendar, and you're going to talk about it just like you would, just openly, about 3 things: the frequency of your impatience that day, the duration, how long did that impatient feeling last, and the intensity of it. Rate it on a scale from 1 to 10 so that we can quantify it. And then after 14 days, we're going to take that data and see what it looks like. What kind of an impact is it really having on your life? And then, so one of the things that we're going to do that's going to be just fun and is we're just going to have you try it out and just act it out as if that's what you're doing right now. So you're laying in bed, you just wake up, what's the first, act out what it is what it is your thoughts are, what it is your body language is, your feelings inside your body.
Okay, first thing I do, I wake up and my first thoughts are check my email to see if I got a response back from any of my resumes I sent out, or any of the contacts I have with school officials and things like that, if they responded back to me. Okay, so I wake up, check my email. Okay, if that is not there, lately it has been now go straight to Indeed. Okay, so I go straight to Indeed because there are several jobs that they post every single day. So I have it set, and where I'm looking for a specific job, and it shows how many jobs were just added in that category that day. So I check that to see how many was added, click on it, and start checking them out, checking the jobs out, and then I apply, or whatever the case may be. After that, okay, I'm hungry or whatever. I don't even, and I am I'm pretty regimented on my eating. Okay, so so before this bout with impatience, the first thing I did was get up and I'm ready to eat. I just start getting ready and go and eat. But now it's doing all that. Then I get up. Maybe I go take a shower, brush my teeth, whatever, get dressed, and my wife makes me something to eat or whatever. And now my mind is just going to what am I going to do? What's going on with the day? Okay, I'm thinking of businesses to start, to try to research. I'm thinking of school. I'm thinking of work. I'm thinking how much I hate my job. I'm thinking what this is if I don't have to work that day. And I'm thinking of what I can do to get out. Then I may now, during all this time, anxiety is kind of up.
Okay.
Anxiety is kind of up, and I'm kind of anxious. And then I may hit Craigslist, go on Craigslist to see about jobs on Craigslist. Maybe apply to some of those jobs. Then I'm thinking of places I may be able to go to actually show my face, to walk in, and then I, then I calm down. I may do my self-talk. Whatever I'm feeling at that moment. Then I may come out, watch a little TV, then go work out, and during that time, I'm still thinking. I'm thinking the entire day. I am thinking of it the entire day. If I have to work, I'm thinking of it there. I'm thinking. I'm actually even at work. I'm looking in my email, and so it's just too much for me sometimes.
So basically, you rapid cycle through this every day.
Every day.
So if you had to pick up your phone, where you're at today, and you're talking into it. This is me kind of role playing it as you described it to me. I pick up the phone and it'd be like, my level of impatience upon waking was, high because I'm hungry.
I don't mean to cut you
Go ahead.
off. I don't mean to cut you off, but let me just say this,
Mhm.
okay? I get this exercise, and
Mhm.
I think it is, I think it would work well for some people. But I'm going to tell you that it would be difficult for me to do. It would, because I would be talking to my phone all day.
Okay.
I don't even think it's enough memory to just talk
Because it
about.
happens, so the frequency is so much. So you would
Frequency
say,
is too long. It you
It's all
know.
day.
So what, like, as far as a program like that, I would say, well, I'm feeling this way, that way, or whatever. It lasted this long. If it's lasting, like, if I'm sitting there and thinking about positions and stuff like that for, an hour, 2 hours, you know, how often am I supposed
So
to
you're
just
always
get on
at
my
the
phone
peak.
and say
So-
this and say
right,
this?
so you
So
would
it's-
say.
it would be almost too much.
If you, even after, if you had to do it for 14 days, basically you're at your peak every day,
Basically.
every single day.
Mhm,
So is
basically.
there ever a day that you wake up, that you do something completely different? And are there days of the week that are different, that you feel differently?
Yes, and I'll tell you when. It is when I start feeling like I am obsessed with it. I'll will in it, but it takes a minute for me to feel that, to actually consciously say it to myself. What are you doing? Relax. You know what I mean? So I will, then I will, like, I may wake up, and if I catch myself that day, but usually it's not in the morning. In the morning I'm going to look. I just have to look. But during the day, sometimes I may be sitting there and thinking about it while I'm watching a movie, and then I'll get on my phone and I'll just be like, you can't even watch a movie. You know what I mean? I'll say that to you can't even just watch a movie. And then just before I came here today, I was watching. I watched a couple movies. It was a 3-part series, and that's what I was saying it to myself then. I was like, I love this. I saw it before, but I said I love this program. You know what I mean? Let me just not even think about that stuff and watch the program for what it is and why I like it, instead of thinking while I'm watching it, hearing every third word, because I am thinking about whatever I'm thinking about, jobs, this, that, or the other. So I did a pretty good job then. I grabbed my phone. I play Words with Friends, a lot of Words with Friends. That helps too. I'm sorry I didn't mention that, but that really helps. So because I'm really good at it, and I mean, that's not the reason that it helps, but it's just fun to play. But so that was the only reason I was grabbing my phone during the program. I might check because there's certain levels you can get for playing in a certain amount of time. So I just want to make sure I get to those levels. But yeah, that was the only reason I was kind of grabbing my phone then. But I was just saying to myself, I just relax, and especially when it get so and also let me say this, because I tell you I think about it like all day, but at a certain time of the day though, I do get, the anxiety goes down, and that is that is in the evening. That is because at that time most businesses are closed. So the HR is closed, so they're not gonna, send me anything. So my anxiety goes down then. It's during the day where I'm just a mess. I'm just a mess, and that is the perfect time. That's the ideal time for me to go work out. When I'm just going through that and I can get my mind off it and stuff like that. But yeah.
So what would it look like if you didn't have that energy expended on?
Oh man. I mean, what would it look like? or what it
Yeah.
would feel like.
What would it look like? What would